Bitcoin, the world's first unregulated digital currency, has been in the news lately. Its flaws showing as one of the largest exchanges, Mt. Gox, collapsed. With almost $500 million missing, investors are wary.
Created in 2009, Bitcoins are digitally mined rather than printed. This means a complicated mathematical formula must be solved by the network in order to create new Bitcoins. By 2140, the total number of coins will stop at 20.9 million. There are currently 12.6 million Bitcoins on the market. That's roughly $7 billion, give or take a huge spread. Compare this to the monetary base of the US, $4 trillion.
The Bitcoin has a characteristic of the gold, or just like precious metal, because it has a scarcity. In 2013, Bitcoin price from $50 per Bitcoin to $1,200 Bitcoin. And now it's down back to $400 Bitcoin. Bitcoin is considered one of the most volatile intangible assets. It exists in the market at this point. So it fluctuated every single time, and it will change just as I'm speaking right now.
Not only is it volatile, it's vulnerable. Mt. Gox filed for bankruptcy in February. It was reportedly attacked 150,000 times per second by hackers in the days leading up to its collapse. Lawyers for the company say 750,000 Bitcoins belonging to customers were stolen. One Bitcoin equivalent to $600, give or take 50 to 100, depending on where you exchange your currency. Despite this, there are those who remain optimistic.
So the currency is extremely safe. So what happened with Mt. Gox, I know there was a lot of press. They had a software glitch that allowed people to withdraw more money that was actually accredited to their account. It's not a software problem or a currency problem. It was actually a business practice problem, right? It was an organization that wasn't being managed professionally.
On the heels of all the bad Bitcoin news came a surprise. The currency traded nearly 10% higher than the week before the craziness. Now it's being offered as an investment product by one local broker-dealer.
As an investor and with a high risk appetite, this is one of the best mediums. That's best tool, best investment product that you can invest. Bitcoin has to prove itself to the market in many aspects, in terms of its transparency and the security. One of the risks that comes with the Bitcoin will be regulatory risk, where a lot of a regulatory body, they look at the Bitcoin in different aspects. Another risk is the security.
Justin says he's careful not to offer it as an exchange, but just as a trade because it's still under government scrutiny.
Japan plans on treating Bitcoin as a commodity rather than a currency, and it's the first country looking at some form of regulation for the virtual currency.
The strength of Bitcoin, its main selling point was that it's unregulated. That's also its weak point. Because it's really hard to be a substitute for gold, which is backed by something tangible, or even fiat currency, which comes under criticism. But the point is it's backed by reserves, and then you can actually track the supply. And there's actually a source of government revenue. If it is unregulated like Bitcoin, one black swan kisses value goodbye.
The very nature of Bitcoin is such it doesn't require regulation, right? Because every transaction is written publicly, it's completely transparent, and so it's immediately visible to anyone who owns any piece of Bitcoin. And so obviously by introducing regulation that would reverse that, you're kind of countering the very basic principle of cryptocurrency.
Bitcoin users send and receive money using a digital wallet, identified by a Bitcoin address. No bank account is necessary.
Anybody can open an account for free. They can hold value, they can send value. In the future, they'll be able to earn interest. That's something that's revolutionary for 500 million people probably in Southeast Asia.
The downside to this is that if you lose your wallet, your money is gone forever. Inaccessible unless you find it again or somebody else does. The Banco Central put out a warning against Bitcoin, citing reasons not to invest or use it. Its future as a negotiable instrument of value is still in question, although if you watch some sci-fi TV series, It's here to stay.
Bitcoin, totally untraceable.
Whether Bitcoin is here to stay or not is yet to be seen, but it is just the beginning of the experiment with virtual currencies. Speculation and speculators abound.